Hi everybody, it's crazy, it's Wednesday, and it's time for the Learned Experience video. Now before I get started, I've got to give a shout out to my trusteds, because you guys rock, to my crazy fam, love you guys, and to my patrons, thank you for your support. Um, we are up to chapter 34, and I ended off at the bottom of chapter 16 called Sending Member Dues and Reminder Emails. Now, I continued on and we went to page 376. 376, you say, of what book? Well, very simple. Called Automate the Boring Stuff with Python, and I've been working on this for quite a bit. Finally getting close to the end of the book. So, yay, crazy did it. Oh, not yet. I gotta wait on the party end for just a minute. Uh, so I've been working out of this book. I had bought this book actually a whole line of books from HubbleBundle.com a while back. Um, and I have been trying to learn Python, and this is part of my learned experience. So if you're just cluing in, there you go. You now have an idea of what it's all about. So I got to last page I was on was 376, and it was at the bottom of the chapter. Yeah, reminder dues and emails, and I had to roll on through it. Understanding how it works, and it tells you what you need to know, and then you go through the whole thing. If I open Excel, you know, uh, and you literally send yourself, okay, you can send anybody an email, a notification email, hey, you haven't paid your dues, yada yada yada. Now, over here is where my program was, and I write it in, and I do a print function because uh, most of the time I want to be able to see what I'm typing. And when I run the program, it's easier to see it, saying, okay, uh, open a spreadsheet, yada, 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 WB equals open pyexcel.load that underscore workbook. And that helps me understand like what this right here does after I type it in. So that's the whole main reason, and it kind of helps me remember. So I'm an older guy, so it's kind of hard for me to remember. So I made it all the way through it, and I was like, okay, it was pretty neat because I actually sent myself an email. And I was like, wow, I sent myself an email. Yay! So it was pretty neat, so you can, like in a game or if you're, at work and you wanted to have something remind you that you had to do something, you can have it send you an email. You can have your program say, okay, when it gets to 4 o'clock, hey, you need to hurry up and get those reports in, or something like that, and it'll pop up, send you an email, and most people get them on their phones nowadays, and it, oh, what's that? Oh, I got an email. Oh, it was from me. Hey, 4 o'clock. Remember the reports? Oh yeah. Oh my God, the reports. So you can keep yourself going. Okay, and after that, I got into sending text messages with Trello. Now, that one I thought was really cool because with that, most games, especially phone games, do that. Most phone games do it because of the fact that they want to be able to tell you, hey, your game is ready to be played again. Hey, you're wasting time working. You need to come play your game. I think it's kind of funny and also kind of scary too. Um, so, so you can send yourself even text messages or send friends text messages to remind them that, hey, the game's on tonight, and you don't want to have to do it, and then be like, oh man, I can't play tonight. You know, you can actually sit there and turn on your game, and next thing you know, it automatically sends them a text message saying, hey, I'm online, let's game it up. And then, you can send it to your friends. Now, they offer you a free Twilio account. You can go in there, sign up for free. If you want to get, so many, text messages, then you have to get the premium and stuff like that. But you get a certain amount, and you get like, I think they give you $15 to use towards your text messaging, and you can write text, and it's pretty cheap. I mean, really cheap. But once you get down to your 15, then that's it, you lose it. You can't do no more unless you buy the premium. But it reoccurs every month. I'm not trying to talk you into it because there's a lot of other open source and free, okay, text messaging programs that you can use with Python. Okay, but for the book, they want you to learn it, so that's how they do it. Okay, so back over here, I scroll on down, go through it all. Blah, 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 blah. I think it was 370, no, 379, 380 something. Yeah. Let's scroll on down, and then we get into sending text messages with Twilio. They explain in the book that if you want to get more text messaging and all that, you'll have to pay for the premium, but it's free. Okay, sign up for free. But it does cost after a certain amount of time, or after you get down to no text messaging. It can they'll want to have some information to get the premium. I won't get the premium. Okay, so I go through it and I go ahead and do it out, and that's just this one right over here. Of course, I obliterated my number out, but I had to print up, my number, supposed number, and my Twilio number, which is a bunch of random numbers. And I sat there and I was like, you can literally just put any text message you want, send it to from your Twilio to your cell phone, and it'll do your it'll send your message, and you can find out who sent it from body, the status of the message, if it was still open, closed, deleted, unread, yada yada yada. Okay, date it was created, date it was sent, its SID. Now this was different because they had changed it. Okay, it used to be, and it says was, messages.get and then that, but now they changed it up. It's actually messages, and then it's got the message SID and then .fetch. Okay, so the .fetch actually helped it out a bit and made it a little bit easier to work with. Then you go, you can get an update message status, updated date sent. Okay, and then of course I got page 383. Let me type that in over here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was all the way down at the bottom of that. So it was more than 383. 386. That's what it was. Let me try that again. 386. Yes. Okay. So, which brings us to the very bottom of chapter 16 and up to chapter 17. Yay! So I have 2 chapters left, which I have 2 episodes left, to where I'm actually going to start doing BGE learning. Now, BGE learning is going to be different than how my learned experience was, because I wanted people to understand what I was going through in trying to learn the Python process. Now, BGE wasn't as hard to figure out, at the beginning, because I know you can attach things to different objects in the BGE. But I wanted to get my Python knowledge down. So, with that being said, 2 more chapters and I'm done. So, chapter 17 is manipulating images, and chapter 18, see, it's at the bottom of 412. Let me scroll on down, which is controlling the mouse, the keyboard and mouse with GUI automation. Now, I think the image one would be easier at chapter 17, more so than chapter 18. I think 18 is actually having it call the key instead of you actually physically pressing the key. So we'll get to that one when we get to chapter 18. But for the time being, let's go back to 386, which is chapter 17, which is manipulating images. So that's what I'm going to end off with, is manipulating images. For this week, I'm going to start on this, and I'm going to try to really get these 2 last chapters done within 2 episodes, which is basically in 2 weeks. So hopefully I can get through it and really knuckle down and make this happen, because I am so wanting to jump into BGE again, because I got the playing. And if you're on the email list to do the Oops videos, you'll see that I'm starting to play with some Blender now. If you're not, hey, think about becoming a Patreon and helping me out, and help me get to the point of Oops that we would like to get to. And you get to see all the videos. You get some awesome, cool perks that come with it once the game gets going. and a lot of other things. So check out my Patreon page. It's in the description below. Or jump on over to the server. I have it on my server as well. You can go on over to the crew videos and crew links, and you should see my Patreon there as well. But so far, that's about what I have for this week. I really didn't get a lot done as what I hoped to get done this week, but being that a lot of things happen, so hey, you know how it goes. But we're getting close to the end of this one. So y'all stay tuned, and we'll see y'all next time.